Alright, so it has been a minute since I've done one of these like question and answers things, and I finally think I have like a hashtag and or like a series idea for the name, like the name of this shit. See, at first it was just some random ass like video segment where I just pretty much just asked everybody for questions on Twitter, and then I would answer them in a video. But now with YouTube's new community section, not only can I grab questions from Twitter, but I can also answer questions from YouTube as well. So if you're on YouTube and you see the the community section on the channel, you guys see one of the alerts, definitely be sure to come through every month or so, or every week or so, and see if there's a post asking for more questions, because of course that's definitely I guess advised if you want to see yourself in one of these videos. Now, I basically asked if people want to see this again, and everybody was like, yeah, it was cool to see me, and it was cool to get to know me a little bit more, and I like that too, honestly, but I never really had like a solid name for this series, but I think I do. The name of this video series is going to be Sacred Questions. Pretty much, I'm going to take questions from both Twitter and YouTube every like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, or maybe every 2 times a month probably, and then just make 2 videos. I didn't think how many I didn't think how many people wanted really wanted this, but until I checked and everybody was like, yes, I want to see this back. Let's do it. So if you guys, want more, obviously be sure to hit thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated. Let me know what you guys think about this segment. I'm going to be splitting this up into 2 videos. I'm going to be doing the Twitter side, and I'm going to be doing the YouTube side. I think that's what I'm going to do for every single, like, I guess every 2 weeks. Like, so we're going to do this question thing like 2 times a month probably. So we're going to make this one, and then the next 2 or 3 weeks probably like another one. I don't know. So this is like the first one, and we're like in the middle of May. By the time this goes up, we're kind of like in the middle-ish. I probably won't be able to do it until, I don't know, maybe like the 25th probably. I don't know. But if you guys are excited, like I said, hit thumbs up for the boy. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to answer the questions from Twitter first, and then the next video we're going to go and do the questions from YouTube. And like I said, if you guys want to get your questions answered, follow your Twitter and or go to the channel, go to the community section, and see if I'm asking for some more questions around these dates or whatever. But let's get into it. So my boy underscore scum asked, best game to come out of 2018 so far? It gotta be God of War, dog. Like, I want you to know, as of right now, God of War is probably the game that like has been like really good this year. It's been nothing but consistent when it comes to reviews. Everybody who's like not even fans of the series have gotten into it through there. It's definitely one of the best games I've played this entire year. I mean, I want you to know, I haven't even beaten it because of like personal scheduling stuff and times and whatnot, but it's really good, and I actually really want to like just sit down and like no light the fuck out of it, really. But it's gonna take a minute. God of War 100% is definitely the best game to come out this entire like year so far. Kingdom Hearts 3, Spider-Man coming out, I don't know, one of them three gotta win Game of the Year this year. Facts. I'm 100% beyond that. If you agree, let me know. Another question asked from my boy Dragon Knight Born, would you ever want to be a part of making a Pokemon fan game or ROM hack? I think I've answered this probably in one of my Ruby Destiny playthrough videos, what I did with Malik. I said if I got to the point where I wanted to quit YouTube, my send off, my like goodbye from the community and goodbye from just YouTube in general, I would go ahead and I would make my own ROM hack. You guys know, like, whenever I do a playthrough, I always name the main character Rush. Rush is an OC that I made back when I was like 9, right? And so I would essentially take everything that I've learned and like just like notice and everything that like I guess take a lot of the resources that I know and kind of make like a story, an actual story for us, and obviously give it to the persons or give it to like the players' interpretation, whatever they want, but like have like a direction that I really wanted to go about. And I would honestly really like that. I would love to, and I mean just being a part of probably the creation process of another Pokemon fan game and a ROM hack would not be bad, but I think I don't even know a lot, if I'm being real with you. I don't even know. I haven't even bothered like going into depths. I was gonna like get into that when I said I was gonna quit, but I don't know. I would love to. I would 100% love to, because ROM hacks are like a way to get immortalized sometimes. It's one of those things where it's like certain people aren't even around the Pokemon community anymore, and they still play, and people still play their games to this day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's definitely a way to, like, I guess, be here forever in a sense. So I would definitely love to be in one, 100%. My boy Shattuck1121 asked, what was meeting Nappy and friends like, and how did you meet? I think we went to the first ever PAX South convention back in San Antonio, Texas. This is the very first one they ever announced, and we all came down here because we wanted to meet one of our friends who we've never even encountered before, we never even seen before. And it was just one of those things where it was like, hey, it's a new PAX, we get to see our friend, we get to see each other, it's like, let's do this. And I had to argue with my mom for like maybe 3 or 4 days straight about, I was like 18 when this happened. I was like, I'm an adult now, I can actually pay for my flight, and I did. And I just went down there and I was Gucci for the entire trip. But it was like, damn dog, like, I remember we were all coming down, and I literally walked downstairs to the airport where like the little baggage claim was. I turned the corner and I stopped at the vending machine. I got me like a bag of Flame Out Hots, and I turned around and everybody was like, Sacred, and I was like, what the fuck? I turned around and it's a humongous group of people. Not even Nappy and all of them. It's 100. I mean, at least like 15, 20 people all in the baggage claims place, just sitting there. And I was like, okay, what are we waiting for? Let's buy these Ubers. Let's go. And we did. We literally just bought the Ubers and went. And we went and went to the hotel, got Whataburger, and then when everybody was like, yo, Nappy's here, everybody was like, let's meet up at my room. We went up to our room, and I saw everybody. I went from the elevator, they were across the hallway. I said, Nappy. Everybody ran towards me, and I was just like, it just felt so good to see everybody, and it's really crazy how like a lot of those people I still know to this day. It's been like maybe 3 or 4 years now, 5 almost. And I still feel the exact same way for everybody, even though a lot of shit has happened since. It's really, 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 really cool to just, be friends with everybody and like be able to like do this, My boy Otaku Outcast asked, would you say your YouTube channel and Twitch and everything that has to do with Sacred Fire Negro, if it meant you could live a guaranteed financially stable life, however, you could never be a content creator ever again? Honestly, I'm not finna sit here and act like I don't have a price. I'm not gonna say, I honestly, dog, I feel like, being financially stable is definitely a lot of what people like want to do. Honestly, if I can sell Sacred Fire Negro to where I don't even have to just do anything anymore, like, oh hey, here's my YouTube, here's my Twitch, here's everything that has to do with this damn channel or whatever, and you can have it as long as I'm able to be Gucci for the rest of my days. When it comes to being a content creator, honestly, I want you to know, and this is how normal I see YouTube nowadays, is I just sit here and I play video games. I just end up recording myself when I do play these video games, and that seems to be the only perk of it. I mean, people get to watch, but I mean, if I could just sell the channel and not have to worry about that, and then just play video games all I want and be financially stable, I'm pretty sure everybody would agree they would do that. So yes, I most definitely would sell my Sacred Fire Negro account and brand or whatever. Of course I would. My boy Exo Spade asked, most overrated and most underrated gacha game. Most overrated gacha game probably has to be Dokkan. Dokkan Battle for real, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, simply because it's just Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball has had an amazing 2 or 3, 4 years since Super came back, and honestly, it has been like, I think Dokkan influenced a lot, and I think, that plus Super, plus like the new movie coming out, plus like the merch, all this extra stuff, the tournament, all that, I feel like Dokkan definitely is the most overrated gacha game. But when it comes to underrated, I think it's either Fire Emblem Heroes or it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, because I feel like both of those games are very free-to-play oriented, where you can just play through the game with every unit you got and just go about it. But I feel like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is one of those things where it's like, if you want to keep up with the meta, you can, but you'll eventually get those cards as you continue to play the game, because they give you nothing but 500 gems 250, 1,000, 800. Like you're gonna get the cards you're looking for eventually. You just have to play the game and just be patient. So I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links and then even Fire Emblem is definitely underrated, like just game in general. 100%. I 100% agree with that. My boy X Sir The Lost asked, which channel do you prefer, the Pokemon one or the multi-games one? I think, honestly, I don't know. I feel like Pokemon has become so oversaturated. Well, in my community it has, because, you know, everybody who watches Pokemon watches at least 2 or 3 other Pokemon YouTubers, maybe 4 or 5, 10 pushing it at max. But like, I feel like Pokemon is so saturated in that regard, where it's like, you know, people don't go out of their way to look up Pokemon unless they're like interested. You know, it's not like it's one of the best selling games of all time. Yes, sure, but it's like, you know, it still has that negative, like, oh, it's for children outlook, but everybody was playing Pokemon Go. Fuck out of here, right? And honestly, I like the Pokemon channel. I just wish more people would like sit down and like actually watch it. But I can understand when people say like, oh yeah, some of these fan games are trash, some of these ROM hacks are trash. Pokemon's just stale. And I feel like at some point as a content creator, I have to accept that. So it's like, I could just keep putting out content for the people who want to watch, but I mean, you know, obviously it won't do as good as, say, Pokemon in its prime season. Like I said, a new game is coming out, then of course I could just go ahead and just boom, put out hella Let's Plays, people will go and watch. But it's like, you know, I kind of want people to watch, you know, it's weird, but it makes sense. But I think the multi-game one, I feel like a lot of people don't even know that we have another channel. But if you guys want literally YouTube Sacred Yama, it's cool. My boy Mulatto asked, what made you start YouTube and what drives you to keep posting daily without losing motivation? Now, this is a very, very weird topic, because I know a lot of people have like this weird story about them being like, you know, sad and depressed and like trying to find an escape on the internet. Some people have this story of watching a certain YouTuber, Pokemon YouTuber. I want you guys to know what made me start doing YouTube videos. I watched Chugga Conroy's like Fire Red Let's Play and his Wind Waker Let's Play, and that shit was like fire. I'm like, y'all really want to do this? I feel like I can do it. And I want you to know, I used to have like 3 or 4 channels. My first channel was not all Pokemon. None of my channels were all Pokemon. Even Sacred Fire Negro started off as like a everything channel. Like I did Pokemon, I did, you know, even Banjo-Kazooie. I did a lot of games that a lot of people probably wouldn't even know this, because I deleted those videos because Pokemon just seemed to have pop off at that moment. And I just was like, okay, if Pokemon's going, then here we go. We're gonna stick with Pokemon. We're gonna do whatever we need to do. Let's just do Pokemon. And I mean, here I am now. I mean, it's saturated, but back then that shit was really, really dope to me. I was like, oh my goodness, like why is Pokemon getting so many views? Like this shit's getting more views than my other channels. Like what's happening right now? And it just worked. It just worked. When it comes to the motivation part, I think at some point you just have to disassociate yourself from a lot of like comparing yourself with other people, from like, you know, trying to look at numbers in a certain way. It's a thing. It's definitely a mental thing that it took forever to get used to, but I eventually did it. And I mean, hey, I just post now. I think at that point, I don't know, if people are gonna watch it, they're gonna watch it. If people don't want to watch it, they don't want to watch it. It is what it is. You know, you can't force everybody to watch everything. Like I have 140 damn near 1,000 subscribers, and not all of them watch the videos. Whether it's they don't see the videos, whether it's they don't like the videos, whether it's they only watched me for one thing and they didn't give a fuck about the rest of the content, or they forgot to unsubscribe, which in that regard could go in like with the other one. And then some don't have time. Some people have school, some people have jobs, and then other ones they sit there and they watch, you know. And I mean, if Pokemon's boring to you, what am I supposed to do? I can't force you to watch my shit. If Pokemon's boring to you, don't watch it, you know. If my content isn't you know your flavor, then by all means, you know, you can't, why watch it? You know, like you can't force people to do what they want to do. You know, if I have 140,000, only like maybe 1,200, 2K, 3, 4, maybe 10, you know, if they want to watch that, they're gonna watch that. And I mean, hey, you just gotta understand that every series is gonna pop. So when it comes to motivation, you just have to you have to accept that people are gonna do what people want to do. And of course, that includes not watching you. You know what I'm saying? So my boy Karma asked, what's your favorite moment ever with your homies? I remember when, honestly, if I'm being real with you, E3, every time around E3, I always get like this like sense of, I guess, you know, togetherness, because all my guys come together and we just watch E3. We just sit there and speculate. We have these discussions and shit. You know, we have these weird occurrences where we just talk. You know, we just talk, and it's like, damn, like it's crazy how these little interests that we all share can like bring in like this crazy conversation, and it's just like boom, you know. So I think at that point it just comes down to like just E3. Any E3 is really dope. Whenever I get to see everybody, it's really dope. I just like hanging with the homies. If it's not on Discord, it's in real life, and if it's not in real life, it's on Discord, or it's on Twitter, or it's at a group thing. It doesn't matter. I just like being around the homies sometimes. If that is, I guess you can kind of as a favorite moment, favorite moments. I don't know. My boy Shodai Yosekage asked, what is one thing you've learned about yourself or life in the general or life in general in the past? Now, this was one of those, big picture type of questions. And I think the number one answer I gotta answer to this, dog, one thing that I learned about myself is I'm not perfect. I'm definitely not the perfect human being. I'm not even, anywhere near that. I'm just a regular ass person. I grew up with like this confidence, this conceitedness, this like God complex kind of sorta, and it was one of those things where it was like people hated me for it, and it was like, damn, it was like these at-home problems, these issues with family, these issues with friends, these issues with all these people, these issues have definitely humbled me. I mean, even getting into more relationships as I grew up, like how I reacted to those relationships were definitely immature of me and very out of character of me as a person. But it's one of those things where it's like I would have never learned that about myself had I not gone through it. So it's one of those things where it's like, damn, like this shit's real, like this shit's actually real. So I think the number one thing I've learned, in general, is just I'm not a perfect person. I have my flaws, I have my mistakes. And I mean, the people who do accept and acknowledge that and love me regardless for it are the people who are like the real ones. The other ones, they're gonna do whatever they want, despite if I continue to grow as a person. If they're gonna hold me accountable, it is what it is. But I don't harbor any emotions, any ill will towards them for holding me any type of regard negatively, That's where I'm at. I'm good with accepting me, And then my boy Greyest Ninja asked, who was a big influence on who you are today, be it a famous person, a family member, a close friend? I actually have one for all three, actually. Big influence on who I am today. I think, honestly, this is really, really, really crazy. I think I actually have one for all three. I think when it comes to like a famous person, I think it's let me see. Honestly, they say like music's like mad powerful. It like helps you, get over like, certain scenarios that you go through. It makes you feel like you're not alone in any situation whatsoever. I've had my heart broken like really, really hard to the point where like niggas was like comfort eating and damn near depressed and stuff. And I think, two of the most influential people like in my life just growing up were like, I guess, Drake and Cole, maybe Kendrick sometimes. And I mean, like, like those three definitely come through and kind of like, Drake is helping me with my emotions and shit. Cole has like helped me keep like an open mind, and Kendrick's just good music. Like it's just vibe as fuck. So it's like you can't go wrong with that. When it comes to a family member that has affected me, big influence, I think it's my uncle. He's no longer alive, but he was probably, the most influential person in my life. Like it was one of those things where it was like he was the one guy at like every family convention, every family function. I was just like, he knew everybody. He was cool with everybody. He made everybody laugh. He had a lot of stuff going on with him, but he was still able to, I guess, go look past that and still try to make the best of it. And I'm trying to lead by example, if anything, and be that you know, and just live a healthy life, be happy or whatever, and just make people laugh as much as I can. And as a close friend, I think a close friend that has influenced me a lot, a close friend probably has to go to like, and there's like 3 people for this, low key. There's like there's Nappy, there is Mikey, the Mikey J, and there is Numb Nexus for real. Those 3 people definitely have influenced a lot. You know, them being the older, I guess the older brothers in this scenario, where it's like, you know, it's a lot of wisdom being passed down from like 3 different people, a lot of different experiences being passed down to me, and it's more so given that knowledge, looking through those scenarios and trying to attack things at like certain angles and stuff. And it's definitely one of those things where it's like, you know, without all those people in, I guess, who have influenced me, I probably would be a whole different person, like a whole different person. Crazy. I don't know. It's just, it's weird to think about it now, because like I have a lot of influences. I think you could probably see them low key. I don't know. I'm kind of transparent in that regard. I don't know, but it is what it is. Well, with that being said, I think that's going to be it for this video. Part 2, the YouTube questions, will be, I'm pretty sure, either after this video or the next day. I'm not sure. But if you guys have any more questions, definitely be sure, like I said, to follow me on Twitter and or go to the community section on the YouTube channel. Leave a thumbs up if you guys like this type of thing. You know, obviously, it's more of a way to, I guess, for me to not only vent, but still talk to you guys in a way where, I guess it's not just me uploading gameplay. You know, so I mean, let me know what you guys think about it. Like, comment, subscribe. I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.
Light the leaf, we blowing tree, and you can call it therapy. Take a sip, or 2 or 3. I close my eyes, I feel at peace. Break down the weed, pass the Dutch, we putting on it. The fuck is up?